The Asics NovaBlast 5 at 250 plus miles. Is it time to retire these things once and for all? Let's get into it and find out. So before we get into the video, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're subscribed watching this content. Thanks so much. I love you guys a lot. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Strava for all sorts of other updates like that. Have an eBay link in the description below if you want to check out some old running product that I've used or any sort of product I haven't used at a really discount rate. Just something to peruse if you're just listening in the background and want to look at some stuff. So without further ado, let's begin. Specs for the shoe, somewhere up here. Let's get into the outsoles of these things real quick. Just a reminder, it's 250 plus miles into these things. And as you can see, right off the rip, we've got some very interesting wear, almost similar to what we got in the NovaBlast 4. But before we get into the wear, maybe I should just ask the general question for you guys, because this is the conundrum I have with the NovaBlast 5s. As if you've been watching this channel, I have a pair of Vomero 18s, and they're sort of my new everyday trainer slash recovery slash slow long run kind of shoe. Are you guys more of the I like having multiple everyday trainer pair shoes, or do you guys like having just like one dedicated everyday trainer for every sort of workout under the sky for you? Just comment down below. I'll be the one to tell you that it's a personal preference to have like one reliable shoe for myself, but when it comes to testing out product and, you know, using stuff on this channel, I'm kind of forced in a way to have like 2 or 3 everyday trainers I'm messing around with, but personal preference would have always been to have just like one, right? But having multiple as an option is great for kind of assessing different workouts and seeing where a different product goes, because there's a lot of functionality under the sky for each shoe. So yeah, okay, let's get into this finally. I'm done yapping about nothing for about 10 seconds, but it's going to begin real soon. So let's talk about the outsoles of the shoe. As I mentioned earlier, very similar to the Zoom Fly 5, right? All the wear seems to be underneath the rubber padding onto the FF Blast Max foam itself. It's sort of grinding in this particular area. We see some of that grinding over on the pronated side of the shoe, which in my case would probably make sense, especially if right now the mileage from 200 to 250 plus miles was about 50-50 treadmill outdoors, right? The treadmill stuff is more of my 2-a-day thing, so this is the more comfortable shoe that I use for my slower run right now, and then I do that indoors on a treadmill, you know, like when it's in the middle of the night and I'm running and doing that kind of a thing. And this ends up being the shoe of choice for those things, just so I'm not pushing this through a massive workout and have sort of a NovaBlast 4 moment where in the middle of the workout the foam just sort of chokes out and is kind of dead and I can't get any oomph out of it, right? But that being said, the damage is on the foam, but it's not significant enough where it's changing the way I'm striking the ground at this time. There isn't anything ripping off the shoe, which is great, but it's just going to be something to watch. And this is the first time in a little bit where we're seeing a little bit of heel foam wear over on that side. That might be a result of some walking. Maybe if I'm working out in the shoe, doing some sort of weightlifting or something, that might be something that's happening. But yeah, a lot of that wear is in this midfoot area of the shoe, sort of under the rubber. It's in places where I like to see the wear when it comes to run form, because it's not in spots where I'm overextending my form. It's like in spots where I'm running fairly comfortably and it's supposed to be, or allegedly supposed to be, in this midfoot area of the shoe for myself. And I think the same story is happening in the left foot, and I will concur, or I will conclude that that is the case. As you can kind of see in general, all that wear is, again, right in that middle patch right there. We have the wear between the trenches of the shoe, and then we have that vein on the heel that's sort of taking a beating. So it's just good to know that this is the case all around. And then we do have some creasing across the FF Blast Max foam, just basically the surrounding duration piece of the entire foam. And the same can be said about our left foot as well. So the wear is fairly even across both shoes, which again, this is something I like to see as my run form is still kind of in progress to make things better, right? So, on the exterior or the mesh upper, everything is looking okay. Again, just a little bit dusty from both outdoor and indoor sort of esque workouts. The treadmill has a little bit of that marbling and some dust that's brought in from other people running with dusty shoes. They're the guys who just like walk in the gym and whatever they walk in with is what they like run with for 10 seconds and then walk for like an hour while they're looking at their phones. And that dust kind of accumulates on the treadmill, and as it's spinning, it ends up on my shoes, and here we are, right? But other than that, besides dirt, like the mesh is in good shape. It's not ripping anywhere. It's not uncomfortable in any sort of spot. The tongue is, again, doing just fine. The laces with the fly wire stuff is okay. It hasn't ripped in any sort of way because I'm fairly gentle with this shoe. Maybe I should be more aggressive with this last, I guess, 100 to maybe just 50 miles that I have left in this thing. We'll see. And just like start really tightening it up right in this area. But it has the opposite of problem of the NovaBlast 4, where it's not like bunching up in this area. It's kind of been stable all the way across. I think that was the intent. But again, using slightly cheaper materials all the way across and kind of cheapening out on some of the designs is kind of an L for the NovaBlast 5 and compared to the 4. But I understand why they're doing it, right? They're trying to make a cheaper product while emulating the same results of the predecessors that were working well. I don't know if they'll ever make like a NovaBlast 2 or the NovaBlast 3 ever again, like people seem to have loved and enjoyed, but it is what it is. We'll kind of see how the NovaBlast 5 up to the NovaBlast 6 kind of gets there. But any sort of notable workouts, I mean, I did run this like in a 10K just recently, and it went well. I had consistency all the way across the workout in terms of pacing. The foam is, comfortable on the ground. It's not sort of abrasive. I'm not feeling any sort of beat down in the knees. I think the support from the foam at this time is okay. I'm just waiting for the foam to kind of just give out and completely fatigue, but it's not there yet. At 250 plus miles, I think we're okay. Once we see to about 300, that's where I'm expecting this thing to slowly die out. But it might take a while to get there because the Vomero 18 is sort of in the lineup right now for this. So, yeah, I don't think I want to say anything else crazy about the shoe. This is just kind of, at 250 plus miles, it's been business as usual, which is weird because I'm expecting some big damage to happen at this point in terms of, like, performance. But a lot of it is just sort of physical wear from just daily use. I think that's a good thing. But we'll see moving forward what happens to the rest of the shoe. So, yeah, I guess we'll leave it at that. So if you agree, disagree with the assessment, let me know in the comments below. If you have the NovaBlast 5 and you have a similar experience or something different that you'd like to kind of add on to here, just throw it in, right? But yeah, I would just like preemptively just say, yeah, sorry, no new crazy updates with this thing, which is a mixed bag, because it's kind of a good problem that between 200 and 250 we're not seeing anything crazy, but I wish I had more to say about it other than like, damage, dude, it's broken, look, foam, dead, but it's like, we're still okay. So I think I'll leave it at that. So thanks again for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.